Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to the Meaning to Live Therapy Life Hack channel. This is going to be kind of a late night video. Let's hope it turns out. If you haven't already, push the subscribe button. And if you really want to have some fun, push the notification button. That way you'll get notified every time a new video comes up. Today we're going to talk about something really cool. It's the term secondary gain. This is a Freudian term, and his idea is that people have primary gains, things that they get primarily from a behavior, and then they have secondary gains, things that they get from a behavior that they're not aware of. In other words, it's on a subconscious level. And what's really cool about secondary gains is that it happens. Like, I'm not really a big Freud fan, but sometimes this guy really nails it, and I think he really nails it on this secondary gain piece. It really comes into play a lot with a lot of my clients who are struggling with addiction. I'll bring in a spouse or a family member, and then we'll see and we'll uncover these secondary gains that they achieve without even knowing it by their addictive behaviors. In addiction, a lot of times they get a lot of attention, a lot of times they get a lot of bills paid, a lot of times they get a lot of enabling, a place to stay. You know, their bar for responsibility is brought down pretty low, all in hopes by, the enabler is like, I just need to bring that guy's stress level down so he doesn't use drugs, when in actuality people do drugs because they're suffering from some kind of negative emotion that's super long term, or they just don't know how to deal with. So I'm kind of going off tangent here, but drug use isn't the cause of addiction. Really, it's a lot of negative emotion that people cover up with drugs. Whew. So I hope I got that right. Primary gains are what is first and foremost that people gain. So like in drug use, the primary gain would be to cover up the negative emotion. The secondary gain would be all the benefits or the gains that they get and they aren't even aware of. But as we uncover, become completely obvious. So that's all. Secondary gains, a Freudian term, and you really have to wonder if the secondary gains are subconscious, what happens if we become conscious of them? Do they become primary gains? That's kind of the hope. That's, in therapy, it's all about raising awareness and then seeing what happens. Because a lot of times when awareness is raised, it shows some accountability that needs to take place, and that's where the real uncomfortableness happens, is actually taking accountability for behaviors once awareness is up and you can see them. To stop secondary gains, that's a question I get a lot. The first one is, like I said, awareness. If you're aware of what you're doing, it's not really a secondary gain anymore. It becomes a primary gain, and it becomes more difficult to do it when you're aware, oh, this is what I'm getting now. This is why my behavior is continuing, because I like these things. And then the second thing to stop this is, if you're the enabler, you see what's happening, and then you just stop the rewards. Because again, secondary behavior is a psychological motivator, right? It's a psychological thing, and it's learned. So if we're aware of it, we can just kind of cut it off at the knees. It doesn't happen, and the behavior will be more likely to stop. A big deal with secondary gains is, if the secondary gains is high enough, the behavior won't change. So that's it. Secondary gains. Enjoy. I'm a little over time. Check out my meaningtolive.com website. I did a blog on this with more info. And that's it. Until next time.